Welcome everybody to Earthscape. My name is Brian Lauterbaugh, Boise native, owner of Studio Sacred in Garden City. Such an honor to be here with you guys tonight. Thank you for making it. Can you hear me okay? All right. So we're going to do a quick thing here at the beginning. I'm going to guide you all through a brief sound meditation. Has anybody done anything like that before? A couple people? Okay. So let's all make sure we have our cell phones turned into silent mode, please. So really starting to allow yourself to fully arrive into the space. Just letting go of the outside world for now. I promise it'll be there on the other side of tonight. Just bringing yourself into this moment, into this space. Feeling the ground beneath you. Let yourself be held. Let your breath start to bring you home. So gently blinking your eyelids closed and bringing your attention to your breath. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. Breathing in with the earth. Starting to breathe with the waters of your body. Allowing each breath to soften you. To a place of receptivity and calm. So staying with the breath. Maybe feeling your body get a bit heavy. Breath, just feeling your nervous system downregulate, just allowing yourself to relax. Breath really is one of our most powerful tools for calming the body and the mind. Simple yet profound. Staying with the breath, we'll now bring our awareness to the center of our chest, to our heart. So maybe bringing a hand up to the heart. allowing your breath to move in and out of your heart space. Just feeling it open a little more. Feeling connected to your body, to this space, and to all the people here. Feeling yourself start to connect with the waters of the earth, into this stillness that lies within you. Staying with the breath, we'll complete our meditation here with a little gratitude and intention focus. So gently bring your mind to someone or something that you are grateful for. What's something in your life that you feel gratitude for right now? Letting that feeling expand through your body. Let's all do a big inhale together through the nose and let it ripple outward on the exhale like waves of water. Offering that gratitude to the water ceremony we are entering together and letting your heart lead the way. Thank you for being here tonight.
For thousands of years, the Shoshone, Bannock, and Northern Paiute peoples traveled to this valley, following migratory routes for hunting and trade along the Boegh River. They valued the abundant resources here, especially the natural hot springs, whose source lies near Eagle Rock, a sacred rhyolite formation for indigenous communities. Today, we call this region the Treasure Valley, a name coined in 1959 to reflect its richness in resources and opportunities. It's where rivers like the Payette, Boegh, and Weiser flow into the Snake River, connecting sage flatlands, mesa farms, and cities. 40% of Idaho's population now calls this valley home. Fresh water connects all living things. Yet, while 70% of Earth's surface is water, only 2.5% is fresh water, and most of it is locked away in glaciers or deep underground. It is just 0.4% that exists in lakes, rivers, and the air around us. We too are water. About 60% of the human body is made of water. It nourishes our cells, carries messages, and connects us to the earth. The water inside us today once flowed in ancient rain, ocean currents, and morning dew. It is all one water, endlessly recycled and shared. Water and movement are powerful spaces for learning and change. Tonight, we invite you to reflect on water, nature, and conservation. At the end of our performance, we invite you and everyone to join in a movement choir about water. We will guide you through 5 simple movements: water vapor rising, rain falling, scooping water, waves flowing outward, and spreading water across the earth. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the show.
what can I tell my son to help him sleep? The narrative of grief are still unripe. A song of hammers in the pale dark. I could tell him how the pine trees work hard to bear their cones, to write the book of their ancestors among sharp needles. The strange-looking fists and fistulas that slow green sap feeds. I could tell him the shade is saner than the light, despite what they tell us about gloom. The darkness is more honest. It listens harder too. He knows that. He feels that in August, airless room, when all the world is changed by dulled night vision and the sparking in his owl ears. I could tell him that the nascent cones break out in the pine leaves as though sorrow could take on form. Or is it only that I see grief everywhere? I open the window a little. Outside, the parched trees creak with the weight of stories that are slowly losing sense. How to be a tree without rain. How to climb a mountain if a mountain isn't there. He can't sleep until the story ends, he says. Outside, the hammer keeps pounding the nail. But what are we building, if not a future?
All the things we hide in water, hoping we won't see them go. Forests growing underwater press against the ones we know. And they might have gone on growing, and they might now breathe above. Everything I speak of sowing, everything I try to love.
How easy it is to lose oneself in a kelp forest. Between canopy leaves, sunlight filters through the water's surface. Nutrients bring life where there'd otherwise be a barren sea. A vast ecosystem breathes. Each being's link.
When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water and feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Wet sky that yellows at the rim and meets with sun-lost lip the marsh's brim. The pools low-lying, dank with moss and mold, glint through their mildews like large cups of gold. Among the wild rice in the still lagoon, in monotone, the lizard shrills his tune. The wild goose, homing, seeks a sheltering where rushes grow and oozing lichens cling. Late cranes with heavy wing and lazy flight sail up the silence with the nearing night. And like a spirit, swathed in some soft veil, steals twilight and its shadows o'er the swale. Hushed lie the sedges and the vapors creep, thick, gray and humid, while the marshes sleep.
Ask me if I speak for the snail, and I will tell you I speak for the snail. Speak of underneathedness and welcome of mosses, of life that springs up, little lives that pull back and wait for a moment. I speak for the damselfly, water skeet, mollusk, the caterpillar, the beetle, the spider, the ant. I speak from the time before spinelessness was frowned upon. Ask me if I speak for the moon jelly. I will tell you one thing today and another tomorrow. I will be as consistent as anything alive on this earth. I will move as the currents move with the breezes. What part of your nature drives you? You in your cubicle ought to understand me. I filter and filter and filter all day. Ask me if I speak for the nautilus, and I will be silent as the nautilus shell on a shelf. I can be beautiful and useless if that's all you know to ask me. Ask me what I know of longing, and I will speak of distances between meadows and night-blooming flowers. I will speak of the impossible hope of the firefly. You with the candle burning and only one chair at your table must understand such wordless desire. To say it is mindless is missing the point. It is foolish to yet let a young redwood grow next to a house. Even in this one world, you too will have to choose. The great calm being, the churning of soup pots and books. Already, the first branch taps at your window. Calmly, softly, intensity at your life.
The good citizens of the commission cast their votes for more of everything very early in the morning. I go out to the pale dunes to look over the empty spaces of the wilderness. For something is there. Something is there when nothing is there but itself, that is not there when anything else is. Alas, the good citizens of the commission have never seen it. Whatever it is, formless, yet palpable, very shining, very delicate, very rare. Speed is violence. Power is violence. Weight is violence. The butterfly seeks safety in the lightness and weightless, undulating flight, but at a crossroads where molted light from trees falls on a brash new highway, our convergent territories meet. I come, power-packed, enough for two, and gentle butterfly offers itself in bright yellow sacrifice upon my hard silicone shell.
Lay down these words before your mind like rocks, placed solid by hands in choice of place set. Before the body of mind in space and time, solidity of bark, leaf, or wall, riprap of things. Cobble of Milky Way, straying planets, these poems, people, lost ponies with dragging saddles, and the rocky shorefoot trails, the world like an endless four-dimensional game of Go. Ants and pebbles in the thin loom, each rock a word, a creek-washed stone. Granite ingrained with torment of fire and weight, crystal and sediment linked hot. All change in thoughts as well as things.
the sun, half-empty light, you never see it coming, but something has begun. As my heart flutters in the breeze, that is your breath, it shakes the trees, and all the maple leaves will turn after the sun. After the sun, it's the sugar that burns. Full moon, fall night, I can feel our heartbeats mingle in this whiskey glow, in this waxing light, the feeling's growing clearer. Are you gonna let it show? 'Cause my heart flutters in the breeze, it is your breath, it shakes the trees, and all the maple leaves will turn after the sun. After the sun, it's the sugar that burns. Fall night, and we're dancing slowly. It's unseasonably warm. Moon shadow light shows a sweet slide. Smile, oh baby, should I be warm? 'Cause my heart flutters in the is your breath, it shakes the trees, and all the maple leaves will turn after the sun. After the sun, it's the sugar that burns. It's the sugar that burns.
Gray whiteness of fog against invisible ridge, birds slanting toward pine branch. In foreground, sound of wave and channel, now, in a new way, and from was, more than form. Shell of ear, nearest eye, when later moves in. Fog against invisible shoulder of ridge. Fog on horizon to the left of the point.
The whales cannot hear each other calling in the noise-cluttered sea. They beach themselves. I saw one once, heaved into the sand with kelp stuck to its blue-gray skin. Heavy and immobile, it lay there like a great sadness. And it was hard to breathe with all the stink. Its elliptical, black eyes were stilled, had mostly dried, and barnacles clustered on its back, like tiny brown volcanoes. Imagining the other whales, their roving weights, the blue-black webbing of the deep, I stopped knowing how to measure my own grief. And this one, large and dead in the sand, with its unimaginable 500-pound heart.
see my sweet boy swaying. Es crazy cubano como yo, la la. On the balcony and I'm saying, move baby, I'm in love. I can see my baby swinging. His parliament's on fire and his hands are up. On the balcony and I'm singing, ooh baby, I'm in love. I can see my sweet boy swaying. He's crazy cubano como yo, la la. On the balcony and I'm saying, move baby, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love.
A bird came down the walk. He did not know I saw. He bit an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. And then he drank a dew from a convenient grass, and then hopped sideways to the wall to let a beetle pass. He glanced with rapid eyes that hurried all abroad. They looked like frightened beads, I thought. He stirred his velvet head like one in danger, cautious. I offered him a crumb, and he unrolled his feathers and rowed him softer home. Then oars divide the ocean, two silver for a seam, or butterflies off banks of noon leap plashlessly as they swim.
Here, at the top of the stairs, we are very small and very new beneath you. We raise our heads to read your origins. Numbers on a station clock. Analog seedling in 557 Common Era. If you were a piece of cake, I'd have 12 slices. One for each month cut by the seasons your sequoianess saw in her 1,335 evergreen years. They call you the Mark Twain tree, but rumors of your death are not greatly exaggerated. A timeline tells us that halfway, a Buddhist monk and mathematician Yi Xing created the first ever clepsydra, a water-stealing clock. When only 2 million people lived in your shadow, 2 poles drifting at opposite sides like islands floating on a map, like glaciers melting in the ocean. Variously, you are the color of tar, of coffee beans, of good garden soil, and when the light hits right, my father's eyes. Your barks ridged like railway sleepers on train tracks across America, where everything is on the move now. It is hard to tell how much space we occupy when the earth no longer has room for gentle giants. mandalas of wood, atlases of the imperial world, shields against the weather. Le temps, the word.
Water minus air becomes wound. Her blowhole bursts of breathing, trapped in an endless curtain of netting and weights designed to confine tuna. She tries to surface. The body, greater than 2 double-decker buses in length and girth. We close in, hesitant, wondering if freeing her is worth the risk of a nervous tail slap into oblivion. After all, she may be too far behind to sing her way back to the rest of her pod. Song bouncing from underwater canyon to canyon, mapped by sound and echo. She may not endure us with any answers to the sea of unknowns. She may be one. She may be one of the strays deafened into idiocy by the Navy's sonic booms, clocking the globe with the constancy of gunfire. She may simply be an upshot, a bulbous barnacled emblem of our Earth's shipping sinking, the grimace of her mouth not unlike her blue gods miles below, holding their own bubbles of breath, airing, spiraling up like prayers for salvation.
quema la ciudad, soñando sin respirar. Te quiero amar, te quiero de cara a la pared, se hunde la ciudad, rezando Santa María, Santa María, Santa
I went down to the river, flowing out onto the sea. On my way to the ocean, let the spirits swallow me. I got low down in the water, I let the current guide my bones. I got 9 kinds of trouble, I'm just trying to find my way home. Over 20-some years of living and 1,000 wasted days, I have loved a lot of women. Many times I've gone wrong ways, and I came down to the water for a dip to cleanse my soul. They keep telling me that I'm just a babe, but baby, why do I feel so old? This is the verge of a breakthrough. It's a fine line that cannot be bent, and I felt like a river run dry, but I don't know where all of the rainwater went. And I believe we were all dead or dying, but I see different in the blue light. There is no such thing as a dawn or a dusk. It's daylight until it is night. You gotta fight through the dimming. You gotta run into the west. You gotta rage against the dying.
this morning, the beautiful white heron was floating along above the water, and then into the sky of this, the one world we all belong to, where everything, sooner or later, is a part of everything else, which thought made me feel, for a little while, quite beautiful myself.
Today I am blessed to be able to walk around and hear the magpies sing outside. I can step into any yard and easily catch an insect in the grass, and I can hear the toads croak in the nearby water. But I know the day will come where I mourn the call of a meadowlark or find the absence of deer tracks between sagebrush within hills and mountains. Some of you have no idea how people find beauty in the small details of nature. How boys cherish the water droplets on spider webs as they memorize the light reflecting off each intricate string, or how girls would sit at recess and braid blooming dandelions into their friend's hair. Nature is not just there for you to look at when you decide to walk your dog or go on a hike once a week. Some people have no idea how deeply our earth is rooted into our bodies. Our veins mimic the lightning of a summer storm, and our hair and nails are one of the same as antlers, horns, and tusks. The only thing that every living organism has in common is that we share the planet. Not just the people, but the trout in the creek, the rams loosening gravel on the mountainside, or big cats running through savanna, jungle, and desert. It's their planet too. The beauty of the water and the trees is one to be shared to everyone, as they have just as much a right to live here as we do. Natural wildlife has declined 70% since the 1970s. Animals are wiped from their homes, water grows thick and polluted, and species after species quickly make their place on the endangered or extinct list. How do you tell the last passenger pigeon that never in her life would she lay a fertile egg? Her nest building was for naught, and her best efforts to be a mother are useless. Because her sisters were hunted for fun, her family wiped clean from the earth, and any potential mate was utterly destroyed without remorse. How do you tell her, like the Tasmanian tiger, the ivory-billed woodpecker, or the West African black rhino, that she is the last of her kind, that all of her species' history end with her final breath? You can't. It has been proven time over time again that wildlife no longer have a voice in today's society. So I stand here before all of you and I ask that you treat every living body with the same love and respect as the next. I ask you to be the person to help ducklings cross the road. I ask you to be the person to advocate against lead bullets and rodenticides. Be the person who counts the goslings in the park. And when you count 2 or 3, when it used to be around 9, I hope you have that second thought of, ooh, I hope they're okay. Volunteer at rehab centers, work at the zoos and rescue facilities. Be the little kid who is fascinated with the water droplets on spider webs. Find the child in you who used to pick dandelions and watch the ladybugs walk across your legs in the grass. I can tell you from experience, after working at a bird rescue for now my 2nd year, that there is more to understand of every aspect of life. I fear in the busyness of office work, internet drama, and the roughness of day-to-day life, we lose our sight in what connects us all. Last summer, early in the morning, while working at the bird rescue, a fish and game warden knocks on the door. He carries in a crate containing a seagull. As he opens the crate, I witness the effects of pure hatred. The bird is covered in bright orange spray paint, the streaks purposeful. It stains her eyes, it infects her mouth, and it is impossibly embedded into her feathers. I swaddle her in a blanket and carry her in my arms to the medical room, the weight of a newborn, where we find small bullets etched into her muscle. I look at her, and there is an unspoken understanding that fills the room. I understand the feeling of being completely and entirely lost and scared. I guarantee that nobody in this room can tell me they've never felt taken advantage of, bullied, hurt, emotionally or physically. You cannot sit there and tell me you can't relate to a downed bird. You haven't felt the universal experience of being stranded, feeling hopeless and at rock bottom. I mean, it happens to everyone. So have compassion for every creature, as we are one and the same. I notice this love in many people around me. I see how my little brother cherishes the old trees and plants. I notice it in his art and in his music, as it comes so naturally to him. And there is so much beauty in the day-to-day love for outside. I love seeing the sunlight on my little sister's face as she runs under the trees and the sun trickles through the leaves and paints bright splotches across her nose and cheeks. It's times like these that I remember this is what is at stake. This is what nature is to me, and this is what I have to lose. So I study the way the leaves dance in the wind and how her small fingers sway in the tall grass. It's quiet, it's serene, and this is the reason. I see it in everyone, And this is why I advocate for the rights of wildlife, why I advocate for the rights of the earth, for everyone. To quote Mary Oliver in her poem, The Wild Geese, "You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. I would never ask you to completely uproot your comfortable lives and spend nights apologizing to those who can't understand you. I ask people to change. Change for your children, change for your siblings and your parents, your grandparents. For the girl down the street or the boy on the swings, change to continue to see robins hopping on fences or the butterflies resting on open tulips in the spring. Make the changes for the chatter of vultures or the ripple of mussel in a cat. Change to hear the red tail cry. Change to see the rabbits burrow and the mares prance. On behalf of myself and every creature who is deserving of this love, I ask you to change for the better of everyone." Ta-da!
Aren't they wonderful? Yeah, we have amazing students. Yes. All student-created work, except for the last piece you saw. My name is Rachel Swenson. I'm the artistic director and the dance teacher at Idaho Fine Arts Academy. We finish our performance with a National Honor Society for Dance Arts induction ceremony. The NHSDA is a program of the National Dance Education Organization. It was created to recognize outstanding artistic merit, leadership, and academic achievement in students studying dance in public and private schools, in K-12 education, dance studios, cultural and community centers, performing arts organizations, and post-secondary education. The NHSDA offers 3 levels of induction: the junior program for grades 6 through 8, the secondary program for grades 9 through 12, and the collegiate program for students in colleges or university dance programs. Idaho Fine Arts Academy is the first to have a secondary and a junior program in the state of Idaho, and we're very proud of it. We've had it for, I want to say, at least 10 years. And every year we induct students into the organization. It's a privilege, and the goals of NHSDA are to promote a desire for lifelong learning in the field of dance, to encourage an understanding of and appreciation for dance as an art form, and develop knowledgeable audiences for tomorrow, like you. IFAA, like I said, is the first of Idaho. Even though there's not many chapters in the state of Idaho, throughout the United States, there are hundreds of chapters, especially in the West Coast, the East Coast, and the South, and we're just proud to be a part of this. Eligibility criteria for student induction is a 3.5 or higher GPA, 25 points, which they earn through leadership, service, performance, choreography, academic papers, mentoring, participation in IFAA, special workshops, things like that we co-host with, such as with Idaho Dance Education Organization, as well as their private studio also counts as extra training points. So since we dance every day at our school, we are so privileged. A student who is taking studio classes, coming to our school, doing all these extra projects, and has a 3.5 or higher GPA can apply for induction. So I'd like to first announce we have an NHSDA presidency, and our president is our senior dancer, Eden Rolls, if she'll come out. I'm going to take a minute to brag about Eden. So she is graduating with honors from NHSDA and just honors across all things. And she gets a medallion. She will wear it at graduation. And then she has her honors cords that have another mini medallion that she gets to wear in addition with her IFA chords and her other honors chords. She is a fantastic president. This is her second year being our dance company president, and this is service leadership, so we really appreciate her. She's a great leader. She also is in our IFA Senate leadership, so she's doing lots of things, maintaining friends, boyfriend, job, dance lessons, having a 4.0. She's pretty amazing. She is graduating with, like I said, with a 4.0, and she has a full ride scholarship to Brigham Young University, Idaho, and will be studying nursing. So let's give her another round of applause for being awesome. Yes. I love her too. I love her too. She is so great. We're gonna miss her. We're gonna invite now Alexa Brown. I always say Brown, and I say Braun, but it's Brown. Bad habits. Alexa is wonderful. She is our vice president of our NHSDA dance presidency. She has also served as in our presidency for our middle school program. She also is in the IFA Student Senate, so she's also doing leadership for the school at large. She is so amazing too, 4.0, hardworking, so creative. She has choreographed multiple musicals. We teach choreographers here. All these kids make their own dances, perform them. They're great teachers as well. And the whole school that was a part of Hadestown, and she choreographed Hadestown. Yes. If you saw it, it was incredible. And they won the Patty Duke Award, which is the top high school musical in the state of Idaho, and they're going to perform part of it at the Morrison Center. She also was invited, well, no, it was an audition process, so she earned it. Was it 8 people that got to perform for the opening of the Broadway? 6, only 6. And how many IFA students were of the 6? 4 were from our school in the state of Idaho. 1 to open up the Broadway season at the Morrison Center, and they got to perform on the big stage. So another round of applause for our amazing students. I'm going to turn the mic over to Eden to finish up our induction ceremony.
Okay. I also wanted to add one thing about Alexa real quick. She was just elected by the Student Senate to become the president of Student Senate as our first junior ever at IFA to be president of Student Senate.
And I have to brag some more about both of them. But I'm gonna cry. Alexa's been my TA this whole school year, and I just became a doctor, those that know, so I've been an absent-minded professor her whole life at IFA. But she has really helped our program and be my TA for 2 semesters. So she is amazing. So passing it back to Eden.
Okay, so first I would like to invite out our already inducted members to join us. And that would be Vincent Flack. And Sarah Shuey. All right, now we will present our newly inducted NHSDA members, and we'll start with McKenna Ellie. Sienna Francel. Abby Hansen. Good job. Harrison Hoyne. Good job. Amelia Koltonsky. Good job. And Bridget Pachota. Good job. Oh, right. And I would love to announce our NHSDA presidency for next year, since sadly I will be leaving. And as our president, the class has voted Vinny. And as our vice president, we have Alexa.
They can pose for a picture real quick, and then we're going to invite the rest out. Thank you. And we had this. We had professional pictures for our dress rehearsal, and they're all free for you, and professional video. So, okay, we'd like to invite the rest of our dance company out, and also our performers. So let's give them a round of applause. We have theater guest artists as well. Rest of our dance company. Yes. Let's go this way in front. Yes. We're going to have our theater majors go in front because they haven't had a chance to bow. And we'll scoot over. Okay, that's good. Okay. So we said they were so busy doing so many plays, such as Hadestown and what other things? The Crucible and the Senior Showcase Rumors, and we begged them, and they did well, right? For just winging it with us. So let's give our theater majors a round of applause. Thank you. And we have Lindsay Sustin, a senior theater major, on lights with Pat McDonald. And thank you, Taylor Reese-King, for doing sound, and his assistant, Emma, earlier today. We have Lee doing our videography. We really appreciate him jumping in last minute because Cody Newton had a film job. We appreciate him. And then we have Onyx. Did Onyx come out? Is Onyx out? Onyx is my stage left manager, yes. And then Libby Judge, alumni. She was through 6th through 9th grade as a dance major and now a certified teacher for elementary school. So thank you so much. They are now ready to sign autographs. They don't have to clean up the theater, so they get to just gather their flowers, sign autographs, take pictures, and go home. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. Thank you.